All right, so we got um, the cloud shape done. It is a case now, meaning there's a thickness and it is hollow now. We got the lid, which is gonna serve us to later on. We're gonna do some little like extrusions on the sides to add some screws to it, um, and also a hole to hang it if we want to. What we're gonna do right now, we're gonna try to hit. Okay, so the first thing is we're gonna do the lighting thing. This case, this lid on the back, it can be made out of acrylic. I'm gonna show you how later on. But what I wanna do right now is turn on the reference, see it from the front, and let's try to create this lighting shape. Um, for that, we can do it several ways. I think the easiest way is just adding a plane, rotating it in X 90 degrees, scaling it just like that, and then just like grabbing all like these vertices, just like that, putting them in their respective location, and then we could do Control R, two cuts, no, one cut, three cuts, one cut, yeah, one cut, why not? Put it here, and then grab this edge, extrude, grab this edge right here, extrude to the side, and then you can grab this edge, sorry, this vertex, this, sorry, this vertex, and then this other vertex in this order. If you see now, I selected this one, then this one, meaning this is the last one. So if I click M or merge, which I don't think you're gonna find with the letter M because of your version of Blender, you can go to mesh, merge, and then click at last, which means join to the last one. I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna put it here. Um, I'm gonna grab this edge, I'm gonna extrude, I'm gonna put this one here. Actually, I'm kind of like improvising, so if you find an easier way of doing it, go for it. Extrude, the idea is just to like make the vertices match and that is a flat shape. This vertex is kind of like we don't want it, so I'm gonna click X as in delete, but I'm not gonna delete it because that would delete the whole thing. I'm just gonna dissolve it. So you click here, dissolve vertex, and you got the lighting shape. So that's good. I'm gonna move this shape so that it matches the front part of the lid. So I'm gonna see it from the side. Well, I'm not gonna be able to see. I'm gonna turn on the snapping, change it to vertex so that it snaps on a vertex, and then I'm gonna hit grab in Y, and I'm gonna move my mouse to a lid. Now, since there are several things it's gonna be snapping to, I would suggest let's turn off the front case surface so that we don't have it, and therefore it's gonna be easier to know what are we snapping to. Grabbing Y, and then I snap here to any of the vertices of the front part of the case, just like that. Yep, just like that. Right. Um, yeah. So in order to connect these two parts, I think we should get these edges, these two, and we are going to extrude just enough. I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna extrude in Z, but you know what? Global Z. Is that global Z? That is not global Z. So you know what? I'm gonna click Command Z, Command Z, yeah. And here it says global. Here it says global. That's interesting. All right. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do extrude. I'm gonna turn off the snapping. I wanna try to make it vertical as much as I can. Actually, it doesn't matter that much. No one's gonna see there. and then I'm gonna say scale in Z0. Alright, that's weird. Grab in Z, and then it's gonna be flat here. And now I'm going to do, and this is something that's gonna help us secure it. Even if we glue it, it's gonna be more secure. I'm going to do another extrusion in Z, right? And what I'm gonna do now is called a dovetail, which is expanding it like in the shape of a dove bird, I guess. Let's go next, and that way I'm gonna have two acrylic pieces because this is not gonna fit. Actually, I think I'm gonna have more than two. Or maybe not. We're gonna figure that out in the next tutorial, how to get the manufacturables. But I think for now this is good. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to select all of it. I'm going to extrude it. And you know what? I'm gonna bring it just a bit more. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna grab this lighting, this whole shape, and I'm gonna bring it just a bit like before the acrylic. I'm not gonna care that much about the thickness of it because I'm gonna get just a flat file from here. I'm not gonna print it, so I don't care about if the thickness is accurate here in Blender. I can go just a bit thicker, which I don't know why right now it's saying that the dimension is 3 point. So I'm going just a bit thicker, but because the booleans usually have some issues if you do like you have two faces in the exact same place, so that's why I'm going a bit thick. And now this part, which is called case lid, actually this plane I'm gonna call it lightning. I'm gonna bring it here to casing, and this case lid I'm gonna make a boolean operation with the lightning, yeah, boolean difference. So now if I isolate this object, hey, wait, what? Oh, there it is. I had to click here fast. I don't know why, but there it is. So now I have these two pieces that together, let me turn off the references, turn off the components. So I have these two pieces, which hopefully they would work well together. Probably we're gonna have to do the same for the other part if this doesn't fit inside the laser cutter, but hey, now we got lighting, so that's good. And now we got the front case, good. Now let's work on some pieces that I'm going to serve us to have everything in place. So I'm going to turn off this part, I'm going to turn on the components, and I'm going to work on something that helps me support this socket in place. All right? And for that, actually, something I think I gotta do is I think I want to bring it just a bit lower. Just a bit lower. Grab in Z. Something I gotta make sure is it's that the light bulb is not touching anything else, which actually I'm a bit afraid it's doing right now. We can just go inside. See? Yep. It's touching. Not good. So I think this whole thing can move a bit to the side now. Grab in Y. No, grab in X. Yeah, just like that. I mean, it's not super centered, but at least not like colliding with anything else. Let's turn off the case lid. I was worried about the cable, but I think that's good enough. Grab in Z, maybe a bit higher, and we can have the cable like do like this loop here. I'm afraid it's touching with that little spike. Now these light bulbs should not get hot, hopefully. Should I go down? Maybe I should go down. Routing Z. Like that. Yep. I think that's better. Yep. Alright, so you have to figure out where do you want the light bulbs to be. Make sure it's not colliding with anything. And now once you have that in place, let's turn off the case lid. Sorry, the front case. Turn on the case lid. And we're gonna make like a part that holds the socket here in place. And for that, I'm gonna select the socket, Shift S, cursor to selected, Shift A, cylinder, scale to make it thick enough, scale Shift Z to grow it. I think, no, you haven't done this before. Alright, so I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger. I mean, quite a bit. I'm gonna see it from the front, Z, grab in Z, put it here, just below like this thing, whatever it's called. And now I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna select these two faces, top and bottom. I'm going to do I to make like this other face here. And I'm gonna make it just a bit bigger than the socket itself. I mean, let's leave some wiggle room. And if, in any case, if it's too big, we can just add some double-sided tape or something to make it like more sturdy. I'm gonna isolate the object. I'm gonna delete both faces. I'm gonna select top edge, sorry, bottom edge, top edge, and I'm gonna look for a tool. I don't know how you open this search box in the new version of Blender. You're gonna have to research that, but you're gonna look for this tool, which is called Bridge Edge Loops, which connects these faces. I don't really know how you do that. Bridge Edge Loops. It's like face, bridge. No idea. Yeah, you're gonna have to research that. Some research homework for you. Alright. Now we want, like, if we see it from the top, we're gonna see that half a faces like here, everything here, every face up until the half, I'm gonna extrude it up until here, right? And I'm gonna say scale in X, no, scale in Y 0. Oh, well, that happened. I mean, it's fine. We just gotta move it again, but now it's flat, and that's good. We want flat. Great. So that's what we need. Control R to make like this cut right here, but it's kind of curvy. I don't want it to be curvy. Let's do a scale in Y0. I don't know why it goes all the way here. Just move it back into place like that. And now we're gonna select like all these faces. This one, no. All these faces, right? And we're going to extrude down. And we're gonna make some holes here to keep this in place. Alright, so we got the holder now, which is good. But we need some like, what's the word? Yeah, like some holes for some bolts. But I don't want the heads of the bolts to be poking out in here. So what can we do? I think we could do, I'm thinking of some like parts that go here just to prevent, yeah, I think we're gonna end up doing that. Yeah. Or maybe like doing this part like double acrylic maybe. It could be, right? That could be nice, actually. Um, 2 parts of acrylic, so the heads of the bolts, which actually we're gonna be using several. Unless we use screws. With the screws, it's gonna be simpler. Um, but I prefer bolts. I think it's gonna be more secure. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up doing 2 parts. Oh, sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. Alright, so I'm gonna do Shift D in Y. I'm gonna put it here, grabbing Y, and then I'm gonna turn on the grabbing Y. I'm gonna turn on the snapping tool. I don't know why it's not snapping though. Well, whatever. I can just like grabbing Y. It's not snapping. Like, oh, because I think my origin is like so far away. So I'm just gonna do Control Shift Alt C, origin to center of mass, grabbing Y. Nope, not working. Alright, I can just do it like, I can just eyeball it. Like that. Yep. Alright, also this part. Like that. Yep. Something I want to add that I feel it would be better is to make it more secure. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I was thinking of adding like a nerve. So Control R, like here, right? And Control R. Oh, wait. And then Control R, like here. Scale Y0, grabbing Y, bring it here. And then what you could do is you can select like these faces, right? Like these faces. And then I would select like this, and the super small, I hate it. This, and this. This, and this. Actually, these ones, I would grab them in Y just a bit. Yep, you like that. And then these three. Wait, my bad. These three. And then these three. Fail. And then I would grab like this hole. I would fill in this hole. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fail. 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 There we go. That looks better. Alright, awesome. Love it. Alrighty, so now what we're gonna do is make some holes for some bolts. So let's do that. I need to do that first in the center of my piece. Right in the center, I think I can grab these vertex. Do it here, the first one. Shift S, project selected. Shift F, mesh cylinder. I remember my bolts being, I want the bolt to go through easily. So I'm just gonna do it bigger, 3.5. So let's do 3.5 because I'm gonna use M3 bolts. I would suggest you grab some bolts and actually like measure them. I'm gonna make this tall, maybe like 16. There's an M16. We can try that for now. So pay attention. I'm gonna go a bit faster now. I'm gonna grab this face. I'm gonna. Oof! You're gonna have to measure this from the actual one. I'm gonna eyeball it. But I'm gonna extrude. I'm pretty sure it's 3 millimeters for the head. The only thing I don't know, because I don't have anyone with like any bolt with me, is like all these faces. All these faces, I'm gonna extrude, scale, Shift Z, and I'm gonna make it bigger. I don't remember how big the head is. You're gonna have to measure that out, and then when you measure it, you're gonna have to be checking with a ruler if you are there or not there yet. For example, if it's 7.7, I mean, yeah, I mean, just like 7, then this is a bit too big. So you can just make this Shift Z. Remember, you're using Shift Z so it doesn't scale in the Z axis. And make it a bit smaller, then changing the ruler, and so forth. I know it's not like the best way of doing it, but it just works for me. That's what I do. I would do it just a bit bigger than the actual head. Just measure that out. Ask me for help if you need it. Yep. And so let's say we're gonna use this one, right? Then, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this head a bit. I'll make it exaggerate. I'm gonna exaggerate just a bit. I'm gonna tell you why in a second. But yeah, I'm gonna see it from the side. Actually, these I don't want it that close. Grabbing Y. I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. I'm gonna rotating these X 90 the other side with negative. Grab. I'm gonna put these. It was nice here. I'm gonna make sure the head cuts on the second one, and everything else cuts on the next two. So grab in X, grabbing Y, sorry, here. Great, that's awesome actually. And I'm gonna see it from the front. Actually, I'm gonna make it grab Z just here below. Shift D. I'm gonna put one here. Maybe not that close, like that. And then I'm gonna say, hey, I want to mirror you. Mirror, and this part is called. Let's call this socket holder. I'm gonna move it to casing. I'm gonna call these M3 by 16. I'm gonna call these M3 by 16. Actually, I'm gonna join them later, so no, I shouldn't join them. Whatever. I'm gonna say, hey, you, please be mirrored by the holder, the socket holder. So I have two of them. Now I'm gonna say, hey, you, socket holder, please, Boolean 2 times with M3, the regular one, and the other one. There we go. So right now this piece should have these 3 holes. Good. And this one should have Boolean M3 by 16, and then duplicate M3 by 16.001, that one. So now you have these 3 holes in this one. The other caselet, which is here, should have only the big cuts. I'm gonna show you in a minute. M3, same thing. Duplicate M3 by 16.001. All right, so you're gonna have like the big ones for the heads that are gonna be covered. So yeah, great. That's awesome. We're doing great progress. The M3, this should be inside mods. There we go. Check that out. Great progress. I'm gonna leave it up to here. In the next one, we're gonna. So right now we covered the lighting dovetail. Something you could think about doing is printing these or laser cutting these 2 times as well. Actually, something I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna, since this is being like the Boolean object, I'm gonna scale it up in Y. Actually, I don't like Y. It should be medium point. And I'm gonna say Command Shift Control Option C, center of mass. I'm gonna scale it in Y. Yep, just like that. And I'm gonna grab it in Y. Now remember, I'm doing that so that these 2 parts get cut, right? So if I see the bottom part, from here I'm gonna grab the flat lines and make a laser cut. I mean, I'm still missing some things that we're gonna do in the next tutorial, and this one probably we're gonna have to cut it twice to make it this thick, or find an acrylic that is 6 millimeters, which I think we can do. And this one right here have these holes, and also like these dovetail cut. Great, 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 great. This is gonna be 3D printed. I think one more tutorial. Well, we covered, so the lighting with the dovetail, we covered the socket holder. We're still missing the screws for joining the case and the lid, and a hole for hanging. And also we're missing the manufacturables, which I think we can do that like on the next tutorial, and that's gonna be the last one. Awesome. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.